or 2 ways liberated, they attain liberation during meditation. During meditation, when they enter into jhana, and then when they come out of jhana, and they use their jhana or their psychic powers, like the Buddha. The Buddha is liberated by mind because he attained the jhanas, and after that he used the psychic power to see living beings dying and taking rebirth, dying and rebirth. Then after that, he used his psychic power to look into his past lives, and then he remembered all the Dhamma he learned before. And then on the third watch of the night, he contemplated on the Four Noble Truths and attained liberation. So because he was using meditation, using jhana, so that Arahant, when he's liberated, under those conditions, is called liberated by mind. That means he's using the force of his mind. Whereas people like Venerable Sariputta are called liberated by wisdom. Venerable Sariputta had attained all the jhanas, but one day, when the Buddha was talking to an external ascetic, Venerable Sariputta, being a new disciple of the Buddha, was standing beside the Buddha and fanning the Buddha, just fanning the Buddha. And then when he heard the Buddha talking to the external ascetic, and then he understood what the Buddha said, and he contemplated, and then he became enlightened. That is liberation by wisdom, when he's not meditating. When he's not meditating. So, for example, if somebody contemplates on the Dhamma, or he reads a sutta, or he reflects on the sutta, then he becomes liberated. That is liberated by wisdom. That means not during meditation.
When the Buddha just say a verse to them what they are liberated, become Arahant.
No. They after the
the first 5 disciples that Buddha pardoned, are they liberated by wisdom?
Yes, they are liberated by wisdom. The first 5 disciples, they had been following the Buddha for many years. So because the Buddha had attained jhana, it would be logical to assume that he must have taught them the jhanas. So after the Buddha was enlightened, the Buddha is mentioned in the Vinaya books. When the Buddha came to look for his 5 disciples, he did not ask them to meditate, He just asked them to sit down. He said, "You sit down, I will teach you the Dhamma." Then the first sutta the Buddha discoursed was the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. So when the 5 monks heard it, one of them attained stream entry. Kondanya attained stream entry. The others had not attained. Then the Buddha kept teaching the Dhamma over a number of days. And during these few days, the monks would take turns. See, there were 5 monks plus the Buddha is 6 monks. Either 2 or 3 of them each day will go on alms round and bring back enough food for 6 of them. So over a number of days, the Buddha kept teaching the Dhamma to them. Finally, when the Buddha taught the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, all of them became Arahant. So you see how important is the hearing of the Sutta. The meditation part, the purpose of the meditation is to sharpen our mind. So when our mind is sharpened, then when we listen to the Dhamma, we contemplate. That is vipassana. So the meditation part is samatha. Listening to the Dhamma is the vipassana. That is why in the suttas the Buddha says there are only 5 occasions when Arahant becomes liberated. The first one when he is hearing the Dhamma. The second one when he is teaching the Dhamma. The third one when he is repeating the Dhamma. The fourth when he is reflecting on the Dhamma. And then the last one is during meditation. So you see, out of these 5 occasions, 4 have to do with Dhamma. That's why we see in the Vinaya books, the first 1,060 Arahants whom the Buddha helped to liberate all of them, 1060, attained arahanthood from listening to the sutta. They listened to the sutta and became liberated. So actually, there are fewer who meditate and attain enlightenment. There are much more who listen to the Dhamma and attain enlightenment. Okay, there's nothing else. He transfer marriage now.